Well, I don't know if I was the only one watching this episode of Westworld, Episode 6, Season 4, Fidelity, that also got some tears in their eyes, but I definitely got some throughout this episode. This was a phenomenal opening next episode, where we only now have 2 episodes left for Season 4, and God, next week can't come soon enough. Guys, what's going on? My name is Zach. Welcome back to a brand new Westworld review. If you are new here and you're one of the last few people also watching Westworld, then you are in the right place. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so we can keep coming back here every single week to talk this show. Leave your guys' thoughts down below, your theories, where you think the show might be going. But overall, I have been loving this season. I think this is hands down arguably the second best season. And if this season concludes in a great manner, I think there's an argument to be made that this is the best season of Westworld yet. It heads back to everything that we loved from the first season. Some elements that we really dug in the second season, and even elements that in the third season, if executed better, would have been great. Now, in this episode in particular, like the way I like to talk about Westworld, is diving into each character that we see. In particular here, though, we really only get 2 set of characters to follow or very much stories. We have Bernard, C, and of course everything going on with them trying to reawaken Maeve. And of course we have Caleb's journey with Charlotte Hale kind of pursuing him. So the way that this all intersects is very interesting and unique, and I think it's a little bit hard to talk about both characters and both stories and where they're setting place, due to the fact that they all connect in a very unique way. Specifically with the title of this episode, Fidelity, which is something that we know fidelity tests are things that they do with these hosts. Bernard did them with Charlotte Hale. Bernard did them all the time with Dolores back in the day. And this is a main theme and a reoccurring theme specifically in this season once we found out the twist of what was going on with Caleb this entire season. And one thing that has to be given is every performance in this episode was hands down incredible. Now, first off, Aurora Peruno, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. I very much apologize for that. She plays C, the older version of Caleb's daughter, and she is phenomenal in this. There is a lot of great elements that they give her in this story, particularly in the ones that she deals with when it comes down to Bernard and Stubbs and her whole entire team in this operation of her. Can she trust Bernard? Can she not? Is there a mole? Is there a rat in her group? And that whole entire thing, the way that the episode opens up, showing that her mother actually took a part of this and that she, has now taken control of this operation after her mother's passing. There are elements in there that I love and adore seeing that build up to there, because I always wondered what had happened to the mother. Did she just die? Did she not? Did she turn into the flies? We don't know. But now we know that, of course, she was kind of one of the lead rebellions of this, and that they never hated him. They never hated Caleb for leaving them, that they understood what he was doing for, and that he was in here for the fight to potentially stop all this. And I think Aurora gives a lot of really great emotional performances in here as C. And I loved seeing, again, how Bernard, she pretty much starts to turn on Bernard, and Bernard's like, listen, these are all the probabilities. These are all the different things. Stubbs could turn on you. This person could turn on you. I have no idea who it's going to be. But the safest thing you can do is this and this. But we need her awake. And while she might turn up on the wrong side of the bed, it's better to have the probability that she won't. And those probabilities have made Bernard a very fascinating character this time around, where I found in Season 3, I really didn't think they used him to the best of their potentials. And I feel like this season, as putting him back into the side character role, with some, main potential there, it gives him a lot more levity to follow him along. But again, this is a central story and a parallel that happens between C and Caleb throughout this entire thing. It's C's journey to figure out who is the mole, who is this, while of course figuring out should she trust Bernard, Stubbs, and reawaken Maeve. At the same time as Caleb is going around, we see that he's going through this unique fidelity test. It's the end of his lifespan. He's dying, but also he meets other versions of him that are either cut up and about to die as well, or other versions that have already died. He sees how far this version is and how each Caleb has very much potentially gone in this way. And Charlotte Hale, in the end of the day, all she wants to see is what his potential is going to be. And we see that all he wants to do is leave a message for his daughter. That's literally all he wanted to do, was leave a message and an apology, which is something emotional that you can really look at when we look at the whole realm of Westworld and what it really means to us. Is that the show deals with what does humanity mean to us? What does humanity mean to the AI? What does humanity mean to these people? What is freedom of will? And these are elements that we've been playing around with this entire show since the very beginning. And I love the way that they were able to really dive into this story. And that final moment when Caleb actually left the radio message. Because seeing him go through this journey, seeing how, that one version was like, fall on me. I'm already dying. Fall on me. Go. Go do what you need to do. These potential things bring up so many different avenues. And I love it. And when he got to that part and he left the message, and then of course we hear that C hears it, and Charlotte Hill just kills him. And then the episode, of course, ends with her starting a new Fidelity test with a brand new version of him, restarting the entire cycle once again, burning all the other bodies and just going with the flow to see what she can do next, which again is interesting and ties back to everything that is really much tied into Westworld. But ending with C, when C does find out, and she plays out the pieces of, it could be this person, it could be this person, and she gets down to the part where she finds out who it is. And that's where it becomes very vulnerable, is that anyone, if it wasn't for Bernard, she would have died. And that's where her trust comes in. And she gets that, she puts in the thing into Maeve, and she's facing off against this thing, which this episode had a lot of Terminator horror-ish vibes to the sci-fi realm of it all, whether it was like the creepy Caleb's cracking with all the blood and the scratch marks, or she starts shooting at the dude and it's just straight Terminator vibes. I really, really love that. But the best moment is again when she did hear that radio. She heard Caleb's voice. She heard her father's voice. He breaks the radio. That gets her up to go and do this. Maeve saves the day. And Maeve did not wake up on the wrong side of the bed. She understands where it's been. That's his daughter. We got to do this. And I love this episode. It was very emotional to see that performance from Aaron Paul, who, again, just continues to excel. And I loved him in Breaking Bad, and I'm so happy he's getting this start in Westworld. But there's a lot of greatness in here. We got 2 episodes left, and I'm really curious to hear your guys' thoughts on this episode. So make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so we can keep talking Westworld over here and just movies and TV over here on a daily basis. I love talking all that over here, and I usually always post at least 1 video a day, whether it's a short or a long form format. I love just talking movies and TV, and I'm sure if you're here, you're in the right place. So again, hit that like and subscribe button, comment down below your guys' thoughts, and of course, until next time, stay classy.